think first and foremost, I just want to, on behalf of Xavier, just let Ed and his family know that he's in our prayers. He's as good of a person in the game. I don't know a million head coaches, but I've known Ed ever since he was an assistant at Boston College. I believe he's okay, but that's really, really scary, and we're thinking about him. As far as the game, our energy level, especially in the second half, was terrific. Obviously, the zone stymied Providence. It worked a little bit in the first game, and it certainly worked here today. The difference was I thought we were able to rebound out of it. We got out in transition, which built up our lead. D. Davis had the biggest challenge in our league, and Chris Dunn, and did a tremendous job when he was matched up with him. And to me, out of the 50 starters in our league, they have the two best players, and they have other guys that are really, really good. They're physical. I'm just happy we won. I thought our effort was really, really good, and to have 24 assists against that team, against their zone, said a lot about us passing the ball and making some shots. So now it's on to Marquette.
Jalen had career high 19 points. It seems like the last 3 games he's been playing his best ball at Xavier. He's
staying on the floor. He's avoiding fouls for the most part. And when he does that, his talent level takes over. He's always been a talent, but the game is starting to slow down for him on both ends of the floor. Offensively, he understands where to be, and defensively, he really is starting to grasp concepts. We could have never changed defenses in the past on the fly, and felt like Jalen was going to be able to do that. And in his sophomore year, he's really transformed. He's really starting to get the hang of college basketball.
Speaking of the changing defenses, were you waiting for the right time to bring out the zone, or Coach LaFleur thought it was great timing when Cooley left and you were able to use it?
Yeah, I mean that's just coincidental. The fact is, the 3 assistants I have, the 3 assistants they have, the basketball minds on both benches are every bit as talented as anybody in the country. So the timing was just a little different. And I said to our staff a few times, I really want to start playing 3. And they felt like, no, let's stay with man. But, 40 points in a half, you feel like LaDante and Chris are doing whatever they want out there. I just thought a change would help us. And when it sparked us, they got a little confused. They got rattled, and we stayed with it.
Great win, Chris. But do you still find yourself at times that this team is seeking something, be it consistency on both ends of the floor for 40 minutes, or a go-to guy in a crunch time situation? You're still kind of searching for something there?
Yeah. And, the frustrating thing is at times we find it. But great teams bottled up. They do it for 40 minutes. And this team still has not learned to do that. Whether it's the youth on the floor, whether it's the leadership in the locker room, whatever it is, we need to be able to play with a determination that we have really struggled with for 40 minutes. And, again, we're playing a hellacious league, don't get me wrong. People don't understand that the difference between the teams that we're playing now as opposed to 4 and 5 years ago is completely night and day. And so that's a challenge in and of itself.
So what was the difference today? Was there anyone that stepped up, you felt like, that gave a message to his teammates that put the team on his back?
Well, I thought, again, the sacrifices that D's made here over the last couple weeks, I've always challenged him to be a pass-first point guard, and that's tough. That's tough, but like if he does that, we have enough talent around him to be really effective on offense. And, for him to get 15 assists, 4 turnovers against a defense that he has a tough time seeing over, says a lot about his toughness level and his play today. Last game, albeit a loss, he goes 9 assists, 0 turnovers. He doesn't have to necessarily score for us to be a really, really good offensive team. He's more than capable. And teams that are just going to completely dare him and disrespect him, he'll knock down shots. He'll knock his free throws in. But we need his toughness level on the defensive end. We need his IQ to get us in certain spots offensively. And we need him to emerge as a senior that doesn't want to go out like he didn't matter.
His sophomore year, he had to take over for 2, and obviously a big challenge to fill those shoes.
He doesn't have to fill those shoes. You know, the fact is, I think D saw what 2 and Mark did. He saw, he experienced it. He was behind those guys, but that doesn't mean he has to assume their role. You know, we can be really, really good. You know, we have some other players that can make shots, that can, we have one of the best front courts in the Big East. We have to know what feeds our machine, and D's starting to get that. Defensively, he's small, but he's tough. And again, hopefully days like this and the practices that have led up to this are starting to really, really formulate in his mind, like, this is how our team can be really good.
His steal undone there in the last, with about a minute left and everything, obviously proved pretty huge.
I mean, the steal he had in transition. I mean, Chris Dunn he's unstoppable on the break. And with all the pro hops and Euro steps and ability to put a guy on his shoulder, for D to take his ball on a one-on-0 break or one-on-one break, incredible anticipation, great toughness, savvy play by D.
What has Shawn shown you last?
I should be playing Shawn more. You know, that's on me. You know, I see him every day against Jalen and Matt, and it's probably not fair because they're 2 of the best 5 players in our conference at their positions. Jalen and Matt are. And so, Shawn's going against those guys. But he's got a lot to learn. He knows it. His ball screen defense, his ability to rebound, just to comprehend what's happening on the floor is behind those other guys. But, offensively, he's very patient. He's a bull. And I need to play Shawn more. And he did a phenomenal job today. And he's going to see his role increase as time goes on here.
Hoop off the backboard from Davis and Gion obviously is a play. Excites the crowd, excites the players. I'm curious, as a head coach, does it excite you?
Hell yeah, that was exciting. That was freaking awesome. Throw it up there, big fella. Now, if you miss that thing, you're running tomorrow. But, J.P. McCure gets a steal on the very next play, and his eyes lit up, and I ran almost to the free throw line if you saw me, and I said, you better hold up, slow up. And he did, so that was good. Hell yeah, it excites me, Joe.
Matt had a pretty tough day today and had a tough game last game. Is there any sort of,
Yeah, he's injured right now, and I don't really know what's wrong. I'm going to have to talk to Matt. He bruised his tailbone in the last game. But, what Matt has to understand is what Matt gave us today on the bench is what a senior does. I mean, he was unbelievable in the locker room at halftime, unbelievable on the bench, and that hasn't always been Matt. And that's growth in the person. That's growth in leadership. Too many times guys, when they're not playing well, the thing that guys want to do now is pout, sulk. It's just the way of the world. Say you basketball, it's just, I'll transfer high schools if it's not working out. And Matt was so far from that today. He only cared about us winning. So he gave a fist, said he was tired at one time. He took him out. We need to get him healthy.
What about Remy there for a stretch? He was out for a long stretch of the game. Did something happen over there? Or?
No, I just thought other guys were doing a better job. They were locked in a little bit more, and hey, I'm gonna play the guys that are, I think, getting the job done. Thanks.